Former Armed Forces of the Philippines Chief and Ambassador Roy Cimatu replaces Gina Lopez as Environment Secretary. This was confirmed by Special Assistant to the President, Bongo, Monday. Lopez's nomination as Environment Chief was rejected by the Commission on Appointments last week. Before this, Cimatu served as the Philippines Special Envoy to the Middle East. Cimatu will join the ranks of other former AFP chiefs serving the Duterte administration, such as National Irrigation Administration Chief Ricardo Bisaya, National Security Advisor Hermanes Esperon Jr., Office of the President Undersecretary Emmanuel Bautista, and Defense Undersecretary Ricardo David. Cimatu was among former AFP chiefs accused of receiving millions in cash from the pabaon system in the military. In 2011, AFP Budget Officer and Comptroller George Rabusa named former Chief Cimatu, Angelo Reyes, and Diomedio Villanueva as beneficiaries of converted cash. Duterte, a Davao City Vice Mayor then, publicly defended Cimatu from the allegations. During his visit to Saudi Arabia during Holy Week, Duterte said Cimatu would eventually join his cabinet. More than a week after, Duterte said Cimatu would be transferred to a busier job. The Court of Appeals acquits alleged pork barrel scam mastermind Janet Lim Napoles for the illegal detention of whistleblower Benhur Luy. The CA 12th Division reverses the 2015 conviction of a Makati court which found Napoles guilty of holding former employee Luy against his will. The court sentenced Napoles to at least 30 years in prison. The appeals court says Napoles' guilt was not proven beyond reasonable doubt. It adds Napoles should now be immediately released from detention unless she is confined for any unlawful case. Napoles will stay detained because she still faces plunder charges before the Sandigan Bayan. She was granted bail earlier for the plunder cases of former Masbate Representative Rizalina Sichon Lanete and former APEC Representative Edgar Valdez that involved pork barrel funds. But her bail petitions in the cases of former Senators Bong Revilla Jr., Jinggoy Estrada, and Juan Ponce Enrile were denied. Last January, Solicitor General Jose Calida recommended Napoles' acquittal before the CA for the illegal detention case. The Solicitor General on Monday says justice prevailed. International Center for Political Violence and Terrorism Research Chief Rohan Gunaratna says ISIS carried out 2 weekend attacks in Manila. He adds the terror group is planning to hit Manila again as well as other Asian cities. This after Philippine officials denied ISIS was responsible for 2 consecutive explosions Saturday in Manila. The twin explosions killed 2 people and injured at least 6 others. An earlier explosion last April 28 hurt 14 people. Gunaratna warns Ramadan will be the time when ISIS wants to hit Asian capitals. ISIS claimed responsibility through its Amaq news agency Saturday. In an Arabic report released on messaging app Telegram, Amaq claims ISIS killed 5 and wounded 6 after detonating an explosive device in the center of Manila. 2 photos allegedly of the attack were also released on pro-ISIS Umma News channel on Telegram on the same day. National Capital Region Police Chief Oscar Albayalde denies ISIS's claims, saying ISIS is just credit grabbing. He says, quote, "This has nothing to do with terrorism. There is no indication that this was done by a terror group, local or foreign. But despite its denial, the Philippine police asked all telecom networks to shut down service." But Gunaratna says the police should never dismiss ISIS claims. Gunaratna says, quote, "These are targeted and probing attacks, testing the environment for more attacks." 8 other militaries, including the Armed Forces of Australia and Japan, are in the Philippines to participate in the annual Balikatan exercises between Philippines and the United States. Up to 2,800 Filipino soldiers and 2,600 American soldiers are participating in the exercises. Australia is the only other country, aside from the US, that has a visiting forces agreement with the Philippines. It sent 80 of its soldiers to participate in special operations exercises. Japan has a memorandum of defense cooperation and exchanges with the Philippines. It sent 20 of its forces to participate mainly in exercises on humanitarian assistance and disaster response. Australia and Japan, both allies of the US, are among the countries that have been helping the Philippines beef up its military capabilities. Centrist Emmanuel Macron vows Sunday to heal France's divisions after crushing far-right leader Marine Le Pen in the French presidential elections. The pro-European Union former investment banker will become France's youngest ever leader. He faces a huge challenge enacting his program while trying to unite a fractured and demoralized country. Macron wins 65.82% of the vote in the first ever election he has contested, far ahead of Le Pen at 34.18%. But in a sign of widespread voter disillusionment, 1 in 3 voters abstained or cast a blank ballot. Western leaders largely hailed the result after the shock of Britain's vote to leave the EU and the election of Donald Trump in the United States. Macron reached out to Le Pen's supporters in a plea for unity. Macron says, quote, "I will do everything I can over the next 5 years to ensure that people no longer have any reason to vote for extremes."